Assalamualaikum students, welcome to Air Foundation School System. This is grade 9 physics and today we are going to discuss about equilibrium. In previous lecture we discussed about torque, moment arm, dependence of torque, center of mass and center of gravities of different objects, and today we are going to discuss equilibrium. This is our new topic. Equilibrium is defined as a body is said to be in equilibrium if no net force acts on it, or if the sum of all the forces acting on a body is equals to zero, then a body is said to be in equilibrium. Or if the resultant of all the forces acting on a body is equals to zero, then body is in equilibrium. A body is in equilibrium if it is at rest or moving with uniform velocity. So from this definition we can say that a body is in equilibrium if it is at rest, or body is also in equilibrium if it is moving with uniform velocity. This is the important thing, that a body which is moving is also in equilibrium if it is moving with uniform velocity. Whenever a body is moving with uniform velocity, the sum of all the forces acting on it is equals to zero. Now let's see some examples of equilibrium. For example, a book lying on a table is at rest and the sum of all the forces acting on a book is equals to zero. Similarly, a car moving with uniform velocity is also in equilibrium. Aeroplane flying in air with uniform velocity is also in equilibrium, because aeroplane moving and a car moving in equilibrium, because they are moving with uniform velocity. So we can say that the sum of all the forces acting on these objects is equals to zero. Now there are some conditions for equilibrium. There are two conditions for a body to in equilibrium. The first condition of equilibrium is related to the forces, and the second condition of equilibrium is related to the torques of the body or moment of the forces. The first condition of equilibrium says that a body is said to satisfy first condition of equilibrium if the sum of all the forces acting on it is equals to zero, then a body is said to be satisfy first condition of equilibrium. Explanation: let n number of forces F1, F2, F3 up to Fn, unknown number of forces. N means unknown number of forces. These may be 10, 20, 100 up to so on. So let n number of forces are acting on a body such that F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus Fn. And then according to first condition of equilibrium, then a body on which these forces F1, F2, F3 up to Fn are acting, if this body is satisfying first condition of equilibrium, then F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus F up to Fn is equals to 0, or sigma F is equals to 0, where sigma is a Greek letter. This letter is a Greek letter and it is called sigma, and it is used for summation, or it is used for addition or summation. So this is the first condition of equilibrium generally. First condition in terms of x and y component. In terms of x component, for example, if a force body, if the x component of the force is acting on a body, and then for this body to be in equilibrium, the sum of all the x component of forces acting on the body is equals to 0. So in terms of x component, F1x plus F2x plus F3x plus up to Fnx is equals to 0. In general, we write sigma Fnx is equals to 0. Similarly, for a body, if the y component of a force acting on a body, then for this body to be in equilibrium, the sum of all the y component of the force is equals to 0, that is F1y plus F2y plus F3y plus up to Fny is equals to 0. And generally we write sigma Fny is equals to 0. So this is the first condition of equilibrium. Now let's see some examples of a body which satisfying first condition of equilibrium. For example, a book lying on a table, the sum of all the forces acting on this book is equals to 0, and it is satisfying first condition of equilibrium, and this book is in equilibrium. Similarly, a picture hanging on a wall or at rest is at rest and is satisfying first condition of equilibrium, because the weight of the book, acting in downward direction, and the tension in the string used to hang the picture balance the weight of the body. So the picture hanging on the wall also satisfying first condition of equilibrium, and it is in equilibrium. Similarly, a paratrooper coming down with uniform or terminal velocity. Terminal velocity is also uniform velocity. So a paratrooper coming down with terminal velocity also satisfying first condition of equilibrium, and this is in equilibrium. Now let's move towards the second condition of equilibrium. Second condition is related to the torques or movement of the forces. Actually, whenever a body rotates, then and how can we say that this body is in equilibrium? Second condition is related to the torques of the body, and it says that a body is said to satisfy second condition of equilibrium when resultant torques acting on it is equal to 0. That is, sum of all the torques acting on the body is equals to 0. So mathematically we can write sigma tau is equals to 0. That is tau 1 plus tau 2 plus tau 3 up to tau n is equals to 0. That is sigma tau is equals to 0. Why we need second condition? If we have first condition, then why we need second condition? In order to understand why we need second condition, let's see an example. Consider a body that is pulled by two forces F1 and F2 in opposite direction. Whenever these two forces acting along the same line, then these two forces cancels each other effect and satisfy first condition of equilibrium, that is F1 plus F2 is equals to 0, and this body is in equilibrium and this body satisfying first condition of equilibrium. Now let's shift the location of these two forces here. F1 is shifted some distance up and F2 is shifted some distance down. When the line of action of these two forces is not same, these two forces are of equal magnitude but their line of action is not same, then these two forces tend this body to rotate. This body is also satisfying first condition, that is F1 plus F2 is equals to 0, but this body is not in equilibrium, this body is in rotation. Then we need second condition of equilibrium, that is sigma tau is equals to 0. So that's the reason due to which we need second condition of equilibrium. So this is all about torque. If you have any problem regarding the lecture, you can ask me in comment section. I will also send you the notes of the lecture.